Crime, security, wildlife. On board with the Miami Water Cops. Today, blinded by science, the Wildlife Patrol wait for an elusive phenomenon.
And there's no name for this? Just the green flash?
Surveillance. The Special Ops trainees are undercover.
I don't feel real comfortable climbing on somebody else's boat.
And aiming high, Water Cops Lily and Caesar shoot to score.
You have to qualify, so today would be do or die.
Miami, the 14th most dangerous city in America. Set on the ocean, water-based crime here is rife. It's the job of City of Miami boat cops Lily Bethencourt and Caesar Carbana to police the waters.
I've been assigned to the Marine Patrol Unit for 3 years now, and she's been on the Marine Patrol Unit 6 months longer than I have, and she's been on the department 4 years longer than I have. So
Before I came to Marine Patrol, I was working midnights in one of the tougher neighborhoods. Unlike a patrol officer on the street in a patrol car, if you get in trouble, you have an emergency, you get on the police radio and you're going to have an assortment of units coming at you at a moment's notice. Here on the water, we have to depend on ourselves.
And to protect themselves, they need to be armed.
It's not really safer carrying a gun because I've been in situations where I may have to physically get into a confrontation with a subject where I know I can't use my gun because the situation doesn't call for it. And then the problem is, how do I, make sure that that gun's secure so it isn't used on me? But working in Miami with all the guns that everyone else has, I guess in that respect, it's nice to know that if you do have to resort to that step, you have it on your side and you're trained to use it.
And today, the water cops will be putting their gun training to the test. Special Ops, training to be a scout swimmer. Their role, to gather intelligence in a marine environment. They learn to swim in silence, hiding their faces and dressed in camouflage. Training here, Federal Agent Rick Day. He wants to learn new techniques. And Jason Cherry, who hopes to get work in undercover security. Last night, the exercise was to infiltrate a marina by water. Now, a daylight operation. Their task will be to gather intelligence, which they call intel, on 2 target boats. Instructor Dave Kellerman briefs them.
Last night you guys did your intel collection on the targets, and Hire has decided that they need a little bit more intel, and they need it now. Target number 1, we already know that the name of it is Sea Ranger. You guys were able to obtain that last night. There was something in that boat we needed to check out. We don't know what it is. So the primary thing will be to determine any cargo or weapons stored aboard, meaning on the deck.
On one of the target boats, Kellerman has planted a specific object, which they must detect to pass the exercise.
It is 5 to 2. Let's say, can you have this done by 2:30? All right. Good luck, boys. Don't have too many beers in between jobs.
South Miami. The Florida Marine Wildlife Patrol are heading out on a night shift. It can be lonely and dangerous work policing the waters at night. But with backdrops like this, the guys aren't complaining.
I've had almost 18 years. There's not one day I've ever regretted putting my uniform on and going to work. It's sunsets like this and sunrises in the morning when you're out looking for the bad guys. But to see the sun come up and the sun set the way it does down here just makes it all worthwhile.
But there's something even Mike Florence doesn't know about the sunset. Sergeant Kurt Kalustian fills him in.
If we sit here for a few minutes, we might see the green flash, but you gotta look at it through the binoculars. The sun sets, and we may get it tonight. as the last bit of sun disappears, there's a brilliant green flash right at the top of the sun. It's an optical illusion, but it's there. It's
Okay.
but you gotta be watching it through the binoculars. Yeah. So give it a try. We might have it. We might get it tonight.
As the sun drops below the horizon, the Earth's atmosphere acts like a prism, refracting different colours. In the right conditions, the final colour we see is a brilliant green.
When you see the tip of that sun drop below, usually it's supposed to be over water, but it might be in the distance enough to see it.
Is it right on the sun or is it above it?
No, you'll see it. Well, as soon as you lose the tip of that sun below the horizon, if it's going to happen, you'll see a brilliant green flash just as the tip of the sun drops.
And there's
below.
no name for this? Just the green flash?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Okay. You see anything?
Gone.
It would have been gone. You would have seen it by now.
Oh, it's gone.
You didn't see the green?
I didn't see the green
It
phenomenon.
must not work over land.
Okay.
It's got to drop. It's got to drop below.
Right.
See, like if you were in Fort Myers and it was sitting down over the water.
Sure.
I'm gonna bring the book.
Okay.
Next time we hook up, I'll show it to you.
Okay, you're not buffooning me, right?
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Special Ops, undercover operations.
Like I said before, it's creating a...
Rick and Jason discuss their cover stories for infiltrating the marina. Rick's a Fed. He does this for a living. But working undercover is new to Jason.
You work for a canvas company, and you're doing boat canvas, and what you're going to be doing is measuring for a partition to come down, separating the back deck, open deck, into the cockpit area.
Kind of sounds like it's complicated.
No, not really. I mean, you're just going to walk down there just like you are right now, walk right up to the boat. And if you walk right up to the boat and nobody's on the boat, then you can get on the boat and start pulling your measuring tape out and doing some measurements, write down the intel, and get off the boat and leave.
Okay. I don't feel real comfortable climbing on somebody else's boat.
Yeah, but this is
It's just training.
it's a
That's
controlled
okay.
type thing.
Okay.
It'll flow. Don't worry. Don't think too much into it. After last night, it should be a piece of cake.
They're on their way to Target 1, the Sea Ranger, docked at the Oasis Marina a mile away. Miami. Water cops Lily and Caesar are at the police gun range. They're here to be tested on their shooting skills, and if they're good enough, they'll qualify for a course to become firearms instructors.
You either qualify 2 consecutive or 3 out of 6. If you pass, you're done for daytime. If you fail, pass, you did it. If you pass, fail, pass, you still haven't done it. You need 3 out of 6 or 2 back-to-back. In order of sign-in, which will be Aguiar, Carbana, Guerra, Betancourt, Duranzo, Moreno, Peña, Sardinas, Suarez, Ramirez, and Revilla.
They load up and prepare for the rounds. Lily and Caesar are used to target practice, but the pressure's on to qualify for the course.
Okay, ears and eyes should be on, weapons should be loaded and in the holster. Go ahead and step away from your cover. When the target's turn and face, you'll take cover, draw and fire 3 rounds, 1 target, 3 rounds, other target. Total of 6 rounds in 30 seconds. The line is ready. Stand by.
Today is the first day of the course, and before you can continue, you have to qualify, which is 38 rounds out of 48 at least. Today would be do or die.
I came out on this course because SWAT wanted me to come out, and I also came out here on I wanted to do it myself because it gets me out of my regular job for a week.
It's tougher when you have a clock running and you know that there's only so much time and that target's going to turn and that's it. In this case, you got to get those rounds off or you may not qualify.
Stand by. Safe. Stand easy. Target's coming around. Do not shoot. Do not shoot. Okay. Instructors, score.
First round over. How did they do? They need to score at least 38 out of 48.
I can't believe it. I didn't practice.
You missed one.
I know.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's the only one you missed. The score's a 47 out of a 48.
Thanks. That's my first 47. I'm used to 39, 38.
Caesar's turn.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 26, and I circled one that looks like a double. 27.
Oh yeah.
Another 47.
Yeah, we'll be flipping.
Good shooting.
I did pretty good. I passed. Out of the 48 rounds, they said I had 47, but I got all the shots off and everything. So the only thing I could think is one went through the same hole as another one. So I don't care as long as I pass. I'm not disputing.
Special Ops. The undercover operation is going badly wrong. Jason is casing the marina, but he's nowhere near the target boat. Rick is observing from a distance and can see how lost Jason's got.
Well, the situation at this point is Jason, who was going in to gather the intel, he got disoriented and has moved south completely away from the target. And the target is off to my right over here, which is quite visible, and we could gather a certain amount of external intel right now, but it needs a close approach. So at this point, maybe I can hope that he'll come back over here to the original site.
After the break, does Jason find the target boat? And will Lily and Caesar hit the mark and make it onto the course? Miami, a city that comes alive at night. But on the water, there's work to be done. The wildlife patrol are out here policing the big business commercial shrimpers. Shrimp, a seafood delicacy, is in high demand in the upmarket restaurants of Miami. And with thousands of dollars to be made, rogue fishermen operate in these waters. It's up to Mike and Kurt to make sure everything is legal and above board.
The reason that the shrimp run through here, it's a choke-off point, because north of here there's a lot of grass flats where the shrimp are in their nursery, and they're bedding up in there waiting for the cold weather to make their run to the ocean. So with an outgoing tide, the shrimp will come up, the moon is right, the tide is right, and the wind and the weather is all in one equal motion where the shrimp can run. Then they'll have a good run, and the shrimpers know this, and they'll be out here at the choke-off points because it's real narrow and the current runs real fast through here. There's two types of shrimping that goes on. The one kind that we're working tonight is the commercial food shrimpers. The first thing that we look at when we come up on the boats is to make sure that they're displaying their lights properly. Make sure that the quantities are within the limits prescribed by law.
The wildlife cops start their night patrol. Special Ops, surveillance exercise. Jason is undercover in the marina. He's trying to appear casual as he locates the target boat. At last, he's found the Sea Ranger, but decides not to board it. He can see everything he needs from the dockside. Now he's got what he came for. He drives quickly away from the scene.
I tried to play sort of dumb. My cover story was going to be I was looking for my partner. We're supposed to have a job down here. We're going to measure our boat to recanvas it, but nobody asked me, so fortunately I didn't have to lie. I got right up to it. I looked in. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. There's some electronic device in a 5-gallon white bucket that was laying there with some wiring coming out. That's the only thing I really saw that jumped out at me.
The gun range. Water cops Lily and Caesar are being put to the test on their gun skills. If they can get a high score here, they'll qualify to go on a police firearms instructor course. This round, it's shotguns, a weapon they're not used to using.
The shotgun has more firepower than a handgun does. So if you get hit once, that makes 9 holes in you, as opposed to with the handgun getting shot, there's only one.
This time all weapons are grounded. The line is safe. You may go forward. Have your target scored. You need 58.
Just a final count to go, and then they'll know if they've made it onto the course. On the water, the Wildlife Patrol have boarded this shrimp boat. In this competitive business, operatives will often cut corners. Mike Florence checks it out.
Nice size shrimp. See this size here? It's pretty good size when you get them across your hand like that. Okay. How many pounds do you have total? This bucket? 40 pounds. Okay. There's the squid. You get your comment for me real quick. Take a look at the paper. Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Mike checks the coolers and soon finds something that doesn't look right.
Pretty small. The story was this. Pretty small. What we have here is some undersized stone crab claws. We're gonna go ahead and measure them.
Catching undersized seafood damages the marine ecology. The Wildlife Patrol are armed with special instruments to combat this crime.
This right here is the gauge that we use to measure. It's exactly 2 3/4 inches in the middle of this gauge. You fit the claw on the inside. If it doesn't reach end to end there, the claw is deemed to be undersized. It's too small. It's about 2 1/2 inches. Needs to be 2 3/4 inches. Okay. One other thing. We have absolutely no ice on the product. Okay, you're gonna have to have the shrimp 40 degrees. Okay, right now. Okay. In the water. Agua. Okay. He's got about maybe 30 pounds there. He had a cooler full of ice standing by. That's for quality control to make sure that by the time that product gets to the dock and it gets sold to the wholesaler, and then it's in turn sold to the consumer, that product is in good shape to be eaten by the consumer.
Special Ops. Target 2 is Kellerman's own boat, the 18 Bravo, and it's here that the biotoxin is planted. It's Rick's task to approach the boat and see what he can observe on deck. But he's headed off by Kellerman, playing the role of the bad guy boat captain. Jason is lookout. He tries to appear inconspicuous. Rick manages just a brief glimpse of the boat and leaves quickly to avoid suspicion. Mission over, and Kellerman questions Rick to see what intel he gathered.
Now, did you see anything on the boat down here when you walked up to the dock?
Some tactical gear.
Okay. Anything else?
No, what I was trying not to do was...
Linger.
You took me into the area,
Yeah.
but if I hesitated and stayed too much in the area, and after you said no, then that would raise some suspicion. So,
Okay. Let me show you what we have.
Rick observed the rocket launcher planted on the boat, but failed to identify the biotoxin.
Well, it's so obvious to me that this goes to show you how
Yeah.
it worked. I mean, and I'm supposed to be a trained observer, so.
Well, don't feel bad, because a weapon generally focuses your attention on a weapon, and you want to get the heck out of the area, because you've got enough intel to say there's something bad going on. Just take that extra second glance if you can. That thing was a biotoxin, and remember, these guys were extremists, could be involved in weapons of mass destruction.
At this point in real life, if I've got a weapon of that sort sitting right there, or if I saw the biotoxin, it would cause, you know, perhaps maybe a threat response from inside the boat, or possibly him. So that's why I didn't linger and moved out of the area.
If I was a bad guy, you would have me by surprise, because you look totally innocuous. Even though you're 6'8" and almost 300 pounds, I thought it was pretty good. Want to go inside where it's warmer?
And back at the police gun range, Lily and Caesar are finding out if their scores are high enough to get them onto the firearms instructor course.
68. That's good, because you know the highest you can get is 72.
Right.
So you can't plus the pellets, they like spread. So 68.
Yeah, but I only see one out. There's only one out, Walter.
Yeah, but the others probably had one out here. Because you would have got a perfect would be 72. Okay. I counted all
There's
of them.
not 71.
Huh? No.
Lily's done it, but will Caesar be joining her?
I don't think our chief can count. Our chief doesn't know how to count.
Yeah, I'm happy. I always worry when I shoot the shotgun, you know. But yeah, it always works out. It always turns out well.
I don't care what it is, I pass.
You sure? You sure now? 65.
Thank you.
Okay. Out of 72.
Two.
You want to recount?
No, that's fine by me.
He's made it by a couple of points. Lily and Caesar now have their goal in sight, to become police firearms instructors.
Pretty good.
The special ops trainees have done a good job.
Jason. It's a pretty smooth operation, if you ask me.
And Mike and Kurt have a long night ahead.